share this link to. This is the first time going live like this on here. Share the live. So what's up, y'all? What's up? Peace and blessings to y'all. This is my first time going live on this YouTube from my phone. It's kind of freaking weird. You don't got no green screen. You don't got none of that stuff. And also, I can actually have people come up here as well if I choose to. So turn on live chat. There we go. It's a lot of different stuff on here. Okay. Shit, I might actually do this from my OBS because I can invite people from my OBS too. What's up, C3? I don't know why the chat keep going on. What's up, people? What's up? What's up? OCO, my people. I'm finna start going live on YouTube more than TikTok now, anyways, because they keep shutting me down. And today, what I'm gonna be continuing is the America Diaspora Part 4 series. And what I'm gonna be doing is showing like proof that America did not call the Native Americans. America did not call the Native Americans natives, for one. They called them Mongol or mongrels. Or the Mongol Republic or the Mongol Republic. Also, a couple of more news findings to prove that they called all East Coast Indians Negroes, for one. So we're gonna start this, right? See if I can turn this around. Turn this camera on. There we go. We're gonna start this right here. We're going to the Sonora County, November 2nd, 1867. And if you wish to come up here on the panel, I can allow you to come up here if you want to. All I do is gotta see. Wow, you can't do it like that either. That's stupid. Just let me know. Let me know your name and where I can send a link to. And I can basically just let you come up here and speak, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going here, right, to the Sonora, November 2nd, 1867. And this is called the Mongol Republic of America, the Mongol Republic of America. Again, was the Native Americans the Mongol? Was the Native Americans the Mongol? When the colonizers got here, they said, oh, we see mongrels, and we also see the Negro, right? But whose is who and whose is what? So again, this source is from the Sahara Talamune, however you say it, County, November 2nd, 1867. And here we go. It says the defeat of the death of the Emperor of Mexico will no doubt have one beneficial result at all events. It will excite the interest of Europeans as well as Americans and the mongrel republics of this continent. So why are they saying this? Why did they say mongrel? Who is the mongrel, people? And it says, and if that interest leads them to examine and comprehend the abnormal populations that figure as nations south of our own borders, Maximilian's death will prove more beneficial to modern civilization than could the lives of a score archdukes or princes. right? So it says there is no Mexican nation. There is no Mexican nation. Chat, if you still there. What is a Mexican? What is the definition of a Mexican? What do Mexican mean? To what? Right? What do the word Mexican mean? It means to mix, to mix, to mix. Just like the word Arab, it means to mix. So when they said there is no such thing, there is no such thing as a Mexican nation, is there lying? A mixed nation? No nation don't start as mixed. This is a new people, the Mexican. It's a new people. And it says there was any nor Chilean. There's no Chilean. There's no Colombian. There's no Peruvian and nor Brazilian. Where do these words come from? There is no Peruvian, there's no Colombian, and there's no Brazilian, and there's no Mexican. There's no such nation as that. These names and titles was given to the people, but they didn't originally call themselves this. And we all know, again, Mexican or Mexico, Mexican, it's a new nation. It's a no people. It's just a mixture of different peoples. So they get up and hoopla and say, oh, I'm this. I'm an Aztec. I'm a Maya. I'm a this. I'm that. No, you're not. You already called yourself what you is, a Mexican. You're a mix. There is nothing but hordes of mongrels with the names, formulas, and habitudes of the old Spanish conquerors, and a mighty mass of Aboriginal material that is silent as it has been silent ever since it was created. So they letting you know from the conquistadors themselves, from the expeditioners themselves, for the conquerors themselves, there's no Brazilian, Peruvian, none of these people. It's only mongrels. It's only a mixture of different peoples. That's it. They have no origins because they're mixed. Today's Mexican man has no origin because he's mixed. They are not the original people of those lands. The Native American is not the people of these lands. They are mongrels. All right. And it says the native or Indians of this continent, and they are all the same species from Cape Horn to Columbia River, though greatly superior to the Negro. Who is the Negro? We covered this in my last series on the American diaspora. What is a Negro? Is it an African? Is it a descendant of slave, or does it just mean someone that's in servitude? Or does it just simply mean someone with a dark complexion? What is a Negro? Because you find out, if you've been doing this research, you know that Indians and Negroes is the same thing. And you know that native means you're just born in a country, right? And it says, though greatly superior to the Negro, are incapable of impressing themselves on the material world about them, and therefore have no history. And it says the Spanish conquerors, probably the greatest liars in the world ever saw, save the present mongrel party, except the Mongol party, pretended to find grand cities, temples, monuments, and progressive civilization in Mexico, Peru, and other regions of the continent, and many learned and scientific Europeans believe them. Believe even their absurd stories about the picture writings of the Aztecs. And you know the picture writings of the Aztecs were Negroes. So it was like, no, they didn't discover anything because you know why they said it? Because they don't believe black people They say, how do these barbarians, how do these savages, how could they build any civilization? You know the old sayings that they used to say. You know what they used to say. How can a Negro build anything? They're not advanced. They're not intelligent. No, they didn't build anything. That's why they saying it. But when they say Aztec, when they seen Aztecs, all they seen was the Negro, not the so-called there is no Mexican nation. Again, there is no Mexican nation. There has never been a Mexican nation. Never. It's absurd to call yourself a Mexican because all Mexicans just simply mean is that you mixed. Why would you call your nation mixed? You got to break that shit. All right. Prescott, with his fine graphic capacity, has taken the histories of Bernal, Diaz, and Cortez, and the Spanish writers of the day as his authority for the conquest of Mexico. And it says, and deluded vast numbers of people with his preposterous nonsense, of course, right? This civilization of the Montezumas is actually that of the bandits, the red jackets, and black hawks of the north, differing only in degree and not too much of that. Who is the black hawks of the north? Where is the north? Where is the north? When you go to Cali and you learn what these people actually looked like, sorry, and you learn what these people actually had looked like from the north, sites in the gold region, and sings, by the way, 1849. Who was the Black Hawks? Who was the Indians of the North? These were a part of one of the numerous small tribes of California Indians called diggers, right? What that sound like? And it says this name they have received as a characteristic of their habits, either of digging large holes in the ground for sanitary purposes called sweat houses, and from their custom of digging and eating various kinds of fruits. So we jump on down, right? It says their complexion is a dark mahogany, or often nearly black, their faces round or square with features approximating nearer to the African than the Indian. What is the Indian? What is the Indian of the North? We talked about north of Mexico. Wide, enormous mouth, noses nearly flat, hair straight, black, and coarse as that of a horse's mane, but without gloss, growing often over their foreheads, their low foreheads, and small gleaming eyes, complete the description of these revolting specimens of humanity. Why anything contributing to the color of a Negro gotta be revolting? But this is what they're talking about. The Negro Indian, the Indians of the North, the Indians of the North. We still talking Cali, the Crow Indians, right? The Crow Indians. What do the Crow Indians look like? You jump on down. We saw five of his sons, three of whom were dark-skinned, black-eyed boys. One of small, active little fellow named Governor Boggs. Let's go on down. Let's go on, keep on skipping. All right. Let's talk about the other complexion of them. The former is of a deep barnett complexion with a tall, robust frame, regular and stern features with clear dark eyes. Okay? Then start talking about the ones that's mixed with the blue eyes and the Saxon complexion. You should know that the Saxon complexion is a brown complexion, right? So He said these Indians in Mexico was basically the Indians of the North, which I just read to you with the Cali Indians, right? So we jump on down. So too, the Indian or Aboriginal species found on this continent, in extreme north, he had absolutely nothing save bows and arrows to kill his food with, and every other respect was scarcely above the Negro of Africa, who lived on fruits and spoontains productions. My bad. Okay, so to keep on comparing the Indian to a Negro, why? I mean, the Indian to an African, why? Why do they compare in these old books Indians to Africans? Why do they do that all the time? Because somebody looks like the African, but they are vastly different. They're vastly different. So, Mr. Native American, is that you? Do you look like the African man? No, you do not. They're literally telling you that the Indians look like the African. They keep on doing a comparison to an African. Why not do a comparison with the Chinese and the Indian? Why not do a comparison with the Indian and the Mongol? If those two look alike, but clearly you can see, if you got great common sense, you would know why they did the comparison. Now it says the Powhatan's Empire and the more uh, genial climb of Virginia advanced slightly beyond this, and the Cherokees of Georgia perhaps were even more enlightened. So my East Coast Indians, Choctaw, Cherokee, Wabanach, Powhatan, uh-huh, Uranancy, Natchez, what's that, the Chutamachas and the Chucamangas. All of you are far more advanced than the Mexican Indian or the Central Indian. They said y'all was the enlightened ones. We are the intelligent ones. They know about us. They told you. And it says the Aztecs and the Toltecs of Mexico were cultivated. They was more cultivated in the soil. In a certain rude way, even fabricated some few things that look like manufacturers, but they differ only in degree, and we repeat slightly in that form and that from their brothers in the extreme north. In the extreme north, I just read to you who was the Indians of the extreme north, right? And again, if you want to come up here on the panel and you're watching, just let me know. Just comment in and say you want to come up. I'll let you come up. I'll send you the link. Just gotta let me know where to send the link. Okay. And it says, we repeat slightly, and that from the brothers of the extreme north, the cities that Cortez pretended to conquer. He ain't conquered nothing. And it says Toscola and Cholula, and Mexico, and were Indian villages built of abad or unburnt brick. And and through the assemblage, I can't really see it because the words is kind of off. Assemblage of these villagers in the Valley of Mexico may have amounted to several thousands people, right? So in this right here, they're talking about how the Indians of the East Coast of North America is more advanced than the ones in the Central. We are the advanced Indians. We are the intelligent ones. And a lot of us do come from Central. A lot of us did migrate from the Central and from the extreme South, which is South America. A lot of us did migrate, right? And it says it was the native white population, possibly a million of them, that was especially oppressed by the Spanish Dominion. And when Napoleon invaded Spain, and the foreign masters of Mexico were forced to fight for their own independence. If Europeans and Spanish is the same thing, why did they fear them? What did the Spanish look like? What did the conquistadors actually look like? We're talking about Moors, Moriscos, Moors of Spain, other Negroes coming to invade another Negro population. I need to wake up. Common sense is the greatest key here. And it says when Napoleon invaded Spain, I already read that. And it says the white men of Mexico revolted. Who's the white men of Mexico? The white men of Mexico revolted and made a desperate effort to cast off the foreign rule. Unfortunately, however, in order to gain the aid of the subordinate races, mongrels and Indians, the distinction between the two, and Negroes. So we got mongrels, Indians, and Negroes all in the same place. They declared them as citizens, and though they succeeded in casting off the Spanish dominion, there has been no peace order. There have been no peace order or social safety since the conquerors of Spanish America, unlike the English adventurers of the North, brought no wives with them. Listen to that now. Listen. The conquerors of Spanish America, unlike the English adventurers of the North, brought no wives with them, and therefore sought sexual alliances with the native women. So you got Moors coming in, mixing in with who? The American Indians. So now, when you look at our brothers and sisters who's original to Mexico, you know they part Moors too. The Spanish Moor, Portugal Moors, Spanish Moors. Then you had the white man, the indented there with them, the wild man, the civilized wild man was there with them too, whom we call the white man, right? This resulted in a vast hybrid and mongrel element, which in Mexico accounted to perhaps 2 millions, mainly, if not entirely confined to the cities. The numbers of the native element at the time of the revolution, it is difficult to estimate, but it may be put down in around a number of around the numbers of 6 millions. All right, with 2 millions of mongrels and 1 million of white people, the wild man, the sum total of the population of Mexico was. So again, Mexicans, what did they say? There is no Mexican nation. It never was. All right. Thus, the Negro, while further removed from us than any other species of man, is a absolute is as absolutely and unchangeably human as we are ourselves. Right? Why did they say that? Reading down, it said, had the million of white people in Mexico left the Indian and Negro where they were under the Spanish regime, simply substituted themselves in the place of the Spanish masters, the Republic of 1824 would have been a grand success. So they're basically saying if we just would have left the Negroes and the Indians together, they would have been successful. But again, who was the Negro? Who was the Negro? So we talking about. I'm just gonna break it down to you. When you got the Negro, you got the Negro from Africa, you got the Negro from the Pacific Islands. Those are the two types of Negroes, the only Negroes that was coming to America. You already know that the Indian man. Let me just show you right now. You already know that the Indian man. Go to classification. You already know that the Indian man off top is a Negro. It's not in this folder, so it'll be right here. Label it. So here we go. This book right here. Again, thank y'all for joining. We only balling with 8 people, but we still going strong because these 8 people want to learn what the fuck is going on. This right here, it says the American historical record, right? 1872. Some of you already know what this is. They've been following me for a minute. What is an Indian? What is a Negro? Right here on page 531. Here are the terms colored persons, blacks, and Indians are synonymous. Here are the terms colored, blacks, Indians are synonymous together, right? Then when you go back even farther than that, go back to classification, and you look at Congress and see what the hell Congress said about that term Negro, right? HR, the bill HR 1385, you see that Congress said right here, number 57, the Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau classed all non-reservation Indians as Negro, and it failed to see why an exemption should be made for the Ravenocks. Thank you, Foolish TV. Appreciate the $5. So you see that the word Indian and the word Negro means the same fucking thing. So every time I come out and I be like, my brothers and sisters, y'all are Indians. Y'all are not fucking African. Your grandma told you was African. How many times our grandma told us that we African? I mean, that we Indians. You got Indian in your blood. You Cherokee. You this. You that. You from the Caribbeans. I mean, you from the Caribs. You from this. You from that. Bro, we need to break out of this shit. Y'all got an identity. Y'all got a people. You got money sitting up somewhere, and these people took your shit from you. They strip your identity from you for a damn reason. You got corporations sitting on your damn land right now. You could be getting bank right now. But nobody don't want to do their genealogy and find out who they is. They just want to be called a nigga. When there's something more to you that nobody else don't want you to see. Again, I read it. The Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau classed all non-reservation Indians as Negro. This is coming from Congress. All right. I'll bring up one more. One more for you. Once I can find from the Oxford Dictionary. Back to labelism. I believe I had it in here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay, here it is right here. We talking 1843. We're talking 1843. A dark-skinned person of any origin. What's a Negro? A dark-skinned person of any origin. In early U.S. and in early United States, used usually with reference to American Indians, usually offensive. Here go the other definition: indigent Negroes. What do indigent mean? Indigent, indigenous, indigene, indigenous niggers. The tawny cell bombs what does I say? Frequent the international yachting circuit are known. I'm gonna read all this shit. Can't even pronounce the shit. It's not coming to man. Diversely, or some shit like that. As both and words, but you got the word tawny. You know, in the old books, they always applied tawny. They always applied tawny to so-called Indians, right? So you see it right here. Again, it's word to the Native Americans. Word to the Native Americans. If you were the true Indians, those of you that did not relocate, I mean, that those of y'all that did not want to live on the reservation, on your birth certificate, did it say Negro on it? Those of y'all that was non-reservation Indians, on your birth certificate, did it say Negro? We talking 1840, 1830 to up to 1860. Did the government call you Negro? It's a simple answer. Answer is no. Right? The answer is no. Well, but let's put that nail where it needs to be, right? It says right here, it says Indians and Negroes in a common citizenship. Now I'm going to skip on down. It says Indians and Negroes exist, are made of, fashioned by the hand of God, and are therefore designed for different conditions of existence. Or, of course, he would not have created them. They resemble. What did he say about the Indian Negroes? What did he say? They resemble. They resemble. They look alike. The Indian and the Negro looks alike. So since the Indian and Negro look alike, who the fuck is the Native Americans? Who is the Native American if the Indian and the Negro look alike? Who is he? Because certainly he's not the Indian, but he claimed to be the Indian now. But in the 18th century, you wasn't even recognized as the Indian. So who the fuck are you? Sorry for the profanity. But who are you if the Indian and the Negro look alike? It said they resemble and approximate to each other and us. But our sense show us that I think that says though they are specifically that, because that said that's an O right there. I think they meant to put they. They are specifically different beings. Yes, they look alike, but they are different. We can produce the most children, but we are different. Why are they hiding this from you? Specifically, different beings, not from climate. So they said they don't look like this from the climate. They ain't got their skin color from the damn sun. They didn't get their skin color because it was cold. It's because they was already Negroes. Indians is Negroes, no matter how you try to put it. Native Americans, you said it. The Native Americans are Mongolians, Mongols, mongrel, a mixed nation, a mixed people. No different than the Mexican man. No different than the so-called Polynesian, Polynesian, Malaysian, Indonesian. I'm talking about the Mongol ones. No different. They all counted as mongrel. All right. And it says, our instincts revolt at amalgamation, and our reason show us our superiority, and to trample on all these, to ignore the work of God. Do you see what they saying? They said they know it's true, but we're gonna make ourselves superior and try to just forget what God said, right? And strive to force them to submit to the same rules and regulations, is punished accordingly, as we witnessed in Mexico. So they knew this in Mexico, right? They knew that the Indian man and the Negro, they looked alike, they looked the same. Come on now. Better wake up. Let's go. Let's go. What's right here? What's right here? All right. Like I said, this is just American discoveries, right? The Black Indians. This is a baseball team. The Black Indians, right? Why? Have anybody heard of a fucking baseball team called the Black Indians? A major league called the Black Indians. What happened to them? What happened to the major league baseball team called the Black Indians? Why they want you to be African so bad? Soon as you say your true nationality, who you are, it's a problem, because that's where the money at. The world owes you restitution. The world owes you, what's the word I'm looking for? Reparations. I'm gonna tell you this: you claiming to be African, and you in America, and you trying to get reparations, you ain't gonna get that fucking much. But if you claiming your true nationality, the Indian, and your tribe, you're gonna get way more than the African reparations. You're gonna get way more. Do you know why? Because they took your land, they destroyed your old civilization, they taking your resources, they destroying your land, they took everything from you. Yeah, sure, yeah. You also rebuilt on your land, and they made you the lowest on your own damn land. They taking your children, they made you the most incarcerated in America. You telling me you being African is gonna give you more money? Because when an African man come over here, they already up and above you. So how the fuck is you African? When they come over here, look at their identification card. That bitch say white. An African man showed me this. His identification card says white. Why didn't it say black if you the same person? If y'all are the same people, why don't they identification card says black? How come when they come over here, they excel more than you? They get better jobs than you. They get better benefits than you. They get better opportunities than you. But we're supposed to be the same people, right? So what's so different from them and us? I know we're not the same. That's why. We did not come from Africa. That's why. Why would they don't want them to know that they're fucking African? The white man literally told y'all that y'all are African. He stripped you of your identity and told you what the fuck you was. You keep on going to the people that oppressed you for your damn identity when your identity been in your family the whole entire damn time. All you did was have to go talk to grandma, big mama. That's all you had to do. The big chief of the family. That's all you had to fucking do. But no, you want to pick up Mormonism. You want to pick up Christianity. You want to pick up Islam. You want to pick up all this bullshit that ain't got shit to do with you. Your family did not pass down Christianity to you from the 16th century. They beat your ass in that shit. They did not give you Islam. They put you in that. They didn't give you Buddhism. They put you in that. What was you before all this stuff kicked off? You wasn't no African. You wasn't no Christian. You wasn't no Muslim. You wasn't no Moor. What were you? The truth lies in your genealogy. What the comments say? I seen a comment pop up. They are not going to get reparations as descendants of African slaves if they cannot provide the records of their people coming off a boat to prove they claim to prove their claim in court of law. Exactly. Exactly. These people don't know. How can a Negro get reparations? That's not a nationality. How can a Mexican get reparations? That's not a nationality. How can a Native American get reparations? That's not a nationality. That's a race. Know the difference between a race and a nationality. Welcome to the chat, John. Oh, yeah, beautiful goddess. Peace, peace. I ain't see you right there. Peace. So, like I said, man, y'all need to wake up. I'm telling y'all need to wake up. But here we go. It says the Black Indians. New players make a bold with local Negro team. Here's Sunday, May 5th, May 15th. What year was this? I believe it was 19. Let's see. Here we go. Right here. Yep. This was 1938. I mean, 1938, May 14, 1938. What happened to that Major League Black Indians baseball team from Oklahoma City? What happened? Tesla versus Oklahoma. We know what's that? No, that's the Washington Redskins. I'm thinking of somebody else. Batter up, batter up. Here we go. And I'm gonna skip on down right here. I'm gonna say batter up, strike. You're out with the familiar chants ushered from the mouth of the uproar, identifying the national sports game baseball, the Southwest premier sports spectacle of the 1938 spring season is scheduled to begin promptly at 3 o'clock Sunday. At 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, May 15th, when Oklahoma major Negro professional baseball team, the Black Indians, tangled with Tesla's Black, what's that say? Ollers, some shit like that. But here go they little shit over here. The places where they're gonna go, they're going all through Oklahoma, right? But we never heard of this, right? If they was Africans, when they brought them here, they would never had a chance, they would never have to change their name in the first place to rename them African. Exactly. It's just stuff like that just don't make sense. There we go. Here goes something else too. Let's see, oh shit, it's kind of blurry when I zoom in. Black history. I know it's gonna say some shit about Africa in here. But we're just gonna read this with a grain of salt because this is what year? This is 1995. So this is after the African American movement with Jesse Jackson and shit. So there's gonna be some conjectures in here. There's gonna be some pseudoism in here about our identities. But we're gonna talk about Black history. Why they never talk about the Black Indians doing Black history? We always get Frederick Douglass or Rosa Parks or fucking Martin Luther King or some bullshit, but not about the Black Indians. Why? Because that's gonna make people think. It's gonna make people do research into who they are. That's why they never talk about the Black Indians doing Black history. But here we go. The Black Indians, one of the longest unwritten chapters in the history of the United States, is that, dang, I can't really read it, treating of the relations of the Negroes and the Indians. Even though they are the same, the Indians were already here when the white man came, and the Negroes brought in soon after to serve as the subject race found among the Indians, one of their means of escape. Yes, the Negro did come here. They came here too, but everybody here is not from Africa. Again, I said this was going to be had to take with a grain of salt because this is 1995. Black Indians, none ever appears in any Western history book or school book, yet they lived all over America. It says 1886, one horse Charlie was in Reno, Nevada It's pixelated on my computer screen. That's why I'm reading like this. Reno, Nevada. Let's say Reno, Nevada. Where it go? Where it go? Where the fuck I seen that at? Reno, Nevada with shoot, I can't read that. Shoshone Indians, the Shoshone Indians, and the Kiowa members, including a mixture of Indians and blacks, right? So they recognizing here like, hey, we don't ever talk about the black Indians, but they try to mix up some pseudo ass history and say the black Indians is here because of Africans mixing with Indians. Come on now. When I just read to you, the Indians and Negroes is the same damn thing. Again, this is 1995. Only reason I got this because they even talked about, hey, why we don't talk about the black Indians? I know why y'all don't. All right, I know why y'all don't. So, is there anything significant in there though that black Indians was different? Marsha, black Indians. This is giving the name of the Indians. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. This is Africa right here. I think this is about I forgot what newspaper I got this from. Do I got the source? No, I didn't get the source. But look at this real quick. This is Africa talking about us, right? It says, viewed statistically, however, the monthly household income for Indian families in 1984 was 1,072 rand and about 400. They talk about them in Africa. According to the South African Institute of Race and Relations, this was less than white figures in 1830. Figure of 1,834 rand, about 4 times higher than the figure of black families. Now check this out right here. They talking about us in America right here. Watch this. It says Mur agrees. It says Mur agrees with Zulu chief Gasha. My bad. With Zulu chief Gasha. But Butley Lezies claimed that whites exploited black Indian feelings in 1949 by spreading rumors, agitating the tensions to keep the two groups from presenting a united front against apartheid. Right? I found that this was a little interesting, though. You know what I'm saying? How the Zulu chief was talking about us, was talking about how white people was exploiting our feelings, but they called us what? The black Indian. So the Africans knew about us. They knew what the fuck we was doing. They knew what we was going through. That was the chief Zulu. And I got to go back and see if I can find the source of that newspaper, because I thought I had a clipping of it. I thought I had the source where I got it from. But here it goes. It says the Mongol-American. Uh-oh. What year is this? Where I got this from? We talking 1921, y'all. September 17, 1921. The Mongol-American. Again, when did they start calling them Native American? We got mongrel, we got Mongol. The Mongol-American officials to sell. Dr. Jaquez K. Marquette, vice president of the Mongol-American Corporation, was sell at the end of the month. All right? Was sell at the end of the month of Manchuria. What's I say? Manchuria, or some shit like that. And he said they will sell to their Eastern Siberia and Mongolia to organize and exchange trade with the natives for local raw materials. What he say? The Mongol-American is going to Siberia, whatever the fuck this place is right here, in Mongolia to exchange or trade with the natives for local raw materials. So you sending somebody back to your homeland to trade with the natives. It's interesting what you can find in these old newspaper clips because a lot of you motherfuckers can get exposed, really get exposed. Just show the proof that, hey, you had an ambassador, you had somebody going to talk to other motherfuckers across the seas and these lands that y'all came from to get fucking materials. But you say you are the original people of this land. Why do you got to go to these lands that we keep saying that you are from? But you up and down on TikTok keep saying, oh, we not from there. We have no origins from there and shit like that. But here you is. We got people that's called a Mongol-American going to get materials for y'all. And the same regions where we keep saying you are from. You can't make this up. Right, you can't make this up. And here we go again. What that say? Who is that? Mongolian landlocked between the Soviet Union and China is the birthplace of John Higgins, who will speak on the Mongol-Americans' return to his native land. Come on, man. Come on, people. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. Like, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. If you dig deep enough, you can find the truth about where y'all came from. Professor Hagen, chairman of the board of the directors of the Mongolia Society's International Cultural Organization, recently was permitted to visit the Mongolian People's Republic, known as the Outer Mongolia. This is shit y'all gotta research, y'all. I'm telling you, I gotta research this stuff. If you want to destroy the Native Americans, all you dudes got to go back because the government already knows stuff about this. You was called Mongol-Americans before you was called Native Americans. Y'all could stop the cap because this is your brother right here. This is a Native American right here. What year is this? I can't even really read the year. I think that says 1958. Indians are Mongols. Indians are Mongols. American Indians are classified by scientists as Mongol people, descended from ancient nomads of Eastern Asia. The National Geographic Society says in its new book on Indians of Americas. And you just seen the Mongol-American. These people are from Mongolia, right? Professor Starr asserts that this Indianization is going on among immigrants of all nationalities. What did he say? Professor Starr asserts that this Indianization is going on among immigrants of all nationalities. Immigrants of all nationalities. In his view, the noble red man is a modified Indianization, people becoming Indians, modifying people. I'm telling y'all, amongst immigrants, people that is immigrants taking your goddamn identity. In his view, the noble red man is a modified or development of the Mongolian. The aquiline eyes disappeared as soon as the Mongol Indian became certain which continent. Sorry, let me say that part over. The aquiline eyes disappeared As soon as the Mongol Indian became certain which continent he belonged to and no longer hesitated between Asia and America. Let me read that again so y'all can understand one more time because I see people coming in. Professor Starr asserts that the Indianization, people becoming Indians, is going on among immigrants. Indianization is happening among immigrants of all nationalities. Anybody coming over here can be a Native American. No problem. No problem. In his view, the noble red man who was the Negro, the red man was the Negro. In his view, the noble red man is a modification. Modified, changed. They changed the red man. Or development of the Mongolian. The aquiline eyes disappeared as soon as the Mongolian Indian became certain which continent he belonged to and no longer hesitated between Asia and America. Again, this is called the American Diaspora Part 4. If you ain't watched the other ones, I'm going to do a regular video on this too, but I'm doing a live on it too at the same time because I ain't been on YouTube in a minute because of stupid ass reasons. But other than that, this is just part 4. Know what I'm saying? The other parts I went over showing you that Negro, Indian, and all this shit mean the same thing. I showed you that that the African slave was people from all around the world. People of West Africa are not Africans. They are different Negroes that were slaves from all around the world, from Germany, Russia, the Pacific Islands, Arabia, and they all went to the settlements to be slaves. So you need to think, who was the slave before 1492, before they came over here? Who was the slave that Christopher Columbus and all them had on their ships when they came over here to Mexico and all this other bullshit? Russian, Germans, Tartarians. They had all these motherfucking Negroes, different type of Negroes on the boat that wasn't even really Africans. That was the American diaspora. That was one of the main reasons I did that video. So if y'all want to learn that shit, y'all have to go back and watch that. All right. But you see right here, my immigrants became Indianized. The all-time, hold on. Is this something I want to read? Let's go. The Allentown Daily Leader, Saturday, August 15th, 1903. Who's here? Peace, Pran. Peace. Who else is here? Artifacts. Hey, that's unique how you guys spells your name. But yeah, peace. I'm glad y'all here. I'm gonna try to do more lives on YouTube than TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I gotta build this YouTube following up. Okay? So nobody on TikTok knows that I'm on live right now. So this is just purely people that support me on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Whence came the Indians? Were the ancestors of the American Aborigines Mongol? And did they come by way of the Bering Strait? Let's read. Let's check this out. How lengthy is this shit? Okay, here we go. Since I didn't highlight nothing, that means I had to read the whole shit. So it says, was the first quota of the American immigrants Mongol? Why they say immigrants? Hey, why did they say immigrants? Mongol-Americans? Okay. If y'all missed that part, man, I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to catch the rerun of this live to see the beginning of it. Immigrant Mongols. The immigrants Mongol. Did it arrive by way of the Bering Strait? Many of the ethnologists think so. Dr. Alice Harderlich, some German ass name, of the National Museum at Washington, one of the strongest believers that the American Indians came from Asia. By the way, praying. Hold up. If you still here praying, if you want to come up here, you can if you want to. Just let me know if you want to come up here, and I'll drop the link in the Telegram, and you can come up here. Only I can have one person on the guest. It's I see YouTube is changing, so hopefully we can have eventually more people. But if you want to come up here, you know what I'm saying, you can if you want to. Just let me know. I'll send you the link. Or C3, if you want to come up here, you can too. It don't matter. And y'all could talk that out. But here we go. I said National Museum. One of the strongest believers that the American Indians came from Asia says he has found on the borders of Tibet and Mongolia people who, in many details of speech and habit, remind him strongly of Porlo. Who the hell is Porlo? I'm gonna call this man. I'm gonna call this dude name. I'm gonna call him Liquor because I can't pronounce that German name. Liquor thinks that the proof is in Lynch, but is it? Why not agree that the Mongol people were originally Indian and came from America? Bearing is no way straight. True, we have to admit a heap of evidence showing that our Indians have moved generally southward in North America. The Apache, the Apache, for example, has tales about a land of ice and snow and frozen rivers, which show that he once lived far to the north of his present domain of sand and sun. All right. But but may we not assume that the ancestors of both the Mongol and Indian once lived in Canada, once both offshoots moved onward? They know the truth. They know the truth because if you learn the history of Tartaria and the Mongol Empire, you will know that they came from the east coast of Tartaria once their land got destroyed. All right, there we go. Certainly, the Indians lived a long time in America, long enough to develop 55 completely separated stocks of languages, 21 of them represented in Canada alone, that should have given time enough to cross the Bering Strait into Asia. And it is certain that the Siberian Eskimo is an immigrant from America. However, there is an answer to all of this, which brings us around more into a line with Dr. Licker. The Mongol people have been in Asia long enough to develop great civilizations, that of China thousands of years ago. The Indian in America never got out of the Stone Age. The Indian of America never got out of the Stone Age. Again, the Indian of America never got out of the Stone Age. They talking about the Native Americans, not us. Not us. They talking about them West Coast Indians, them West Coast Mongol Indians. Is this book in an archives? No, this is my newspaper discoveries. My newspaper discovery series that I've been doing. These are newspapers that I got from the newspaper archives, not the internet archives, the newspaper archives. All right. So if the Mongol and Indian are cousins, again, in this case, we'll let the natives have the word Indian for them because we know that's Native American. There are different type of Indians, my people. So don't get confused. All right. Oh, you're welcome, bro. So if Mongol and Indians are cousins, it seems more likely that it was the Indian who dared Bering, or perhaps found a land bridge early in that time. So he's admitting, yeah, those Indians, yeah, came from Asia, right? That the theory will do very well unless we turn to the east and speculate that the French or Spanish caveman, what? That theory would do very well unless they say there's another theory. We turn to the east and speculate that the French or Spanish caveman circled around the north of America to find the race of the Pocahontas, Sitting Bull, and Chief Bender. Wait a minute, check this out, y'all. Want me show you how that's not a fucking theory. It's indeed maybe a fact. Let me show you something. Is it in white origins? No. Tartaria. Is it here? No, it's not here. Where did I save that photo? Original from around the world? No, it's not here. Don't worry, I'm gonna find it, y'all. It's that map. Oh yeah, my map pack. Yeah, the map pack. Is it here? No, it's not here. History lesson. I'm gonna get this shit. I'm gonna find it. It's a map that's connecting America. It's a map that's connecting America to the European Isles. And I know I got it. I just gotta find it. Gotta remember where to put it. It's not the boarding schools. Blacks. Is it from Blacks Around the World? It's one of these things. Blacks is proof. America, the old world. I believe this is it right here. Here we go. This how you know it is true. Look at this map. You got the European Isles, French and Spain connecting through a big land bridge to Canada. Remember that the Mongolian Empire, they did conquer Europe. The Mongols conquered Europe. And maybe you should know why everybody was trying to flee the European Isles, because the Mongols was conquering between what? The 11th century all the way up to the 14th century. Genghis Khan and all his damn family was conquering fucking shit up over there. So I really don't believe in that slave ship shit, because I can believe this, that they crossed the land bridges and came over here and conquered us. Know what I'm saying? Or they probably ride the coastline of the ice wall and got over here. But crossing the angry seas, I don't believe that. With wooden boats, I don't believe that. And then up here, you got this side over here. America connected to China. You got Mexico right here. And you got La Cathy, China. The whole shebang. How you think these people got over here? This shit was real. This shit was real. Then we had a great earthquake that separated everything, 1812. But is this still there? Because there's no fly zone right here. Again, there is no fly zone. No fly zones in this region. Everything that's blue, no fly zone. You cannot fly right there with Greenland to Europe. You cannot fly down, but you can fly across or fly down to Africa or fly this way to try to come back over there. You can do a lot of shit, but you cannot fly on the land bridge. All right. So we're gonna go back. Mongol-Americans. Indians. Da, 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 da. Okay, we already got that. We already got that. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. I know you see it. I know you see it. What we got? Mongol-Americans found in West. Mongol-Americans are found in West. How many times I gotta tell you? The Trail of Tears was not about you. The Trail of Tears was not about you because you know why? You was already on the West Coast, Mr. Native Man, Mr. Mongolian. You was already on the West Coast before the Trail of Tears. So how was the Trail of Tears about you? Y'all don't have no census records to prove you was on the East Coast of America. You did not walk the Trail of Tears. You could stop the fucking lying. A lot of y'all came over here through the gold rush, claiming you walked the Trail of Tears. Yeah, you was walking that Trail of Tears to dig for fucking gold. Immigrants from another country. Mongol Indians found in the West. Skeleton show Oriental type scientists say mosquito in it. Hold up. Do I got this whole? I don't even got. I think, yeah, that's it right there. By the United States. The Muskegee, Oklahoma. Those are black folks that moved to Oklahoma, by the way. January 12th. Believing they have found evidence of a mongoloid race in America, scientists prepare today to resume excavations of Arkansas River banks near Weber Falls, right? Following uncovering of a skeletal remains by a farmer's plow, Harry Reimer, scientist, superintendent an expedition to the spot. Several hours digging revealed 17 Indian skeletons, flat bottom pottery, tool arrowheads, and prayer stones and shell spoons. After examination, Rammer announced the skeletons undoubtedly have mongoloid characteristics and indicated investigation will be made to establish their origin. Already in the West. Come on now. Come on now. Quit playing with me. You know you are not from here. You know you invaded America in the 11th century. You came here on your little warships. You came here on your little warships, right? We're gonna turn this joint around. Say where America at? Oh, shit. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, you came here on your warships. Here it is right here. As soon as it stopped, what that say? The La China? Let's get this. Let's see what Google Lens say about this. So we're gonna go to Google Lens. We're gonna click update file. We're gonna click download. And we're gonna click the screenshot and see what Google Lens say, what this thing says. He said, Army of the King of China. Army of the King of China. Army of the King of China. What the hell the army of the King of China doing? Where's the army of the King of China going? Where is he headed? He's heading to California. Cali. Why is there Chinese ships coming to Mexico, coming to Cali? Why did they discover Mongolian bones in America? Could a war? Did a war pop off that they not telling us? I always wanted to see what these words said right here. Ocean of D. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. D Gigantia. They know about the oceans beyond the ice pole, but they got the names of these lands and everything. But I always wanted to know what this says. So let's find out. These maps, y'all really need to look into these old maps because it tells a story. This is real history that y'all should be doing, that y'all should be looking at, right? So we got this. We translate it. We're gonna see what it says. All right, here we go. This is the ice wall. Again, this is called discoveries. I ain't just stand on this topic right here. It says the Brazilian kingdom. The Brazilian kingdom is in what? The ice wall. And this is seen not yet well known. The vain man made what they say, made of among them that put via fans. I can't really, well, it messed it all up. So the government of the same republic and the rest test to live. The barbarians see the tentalo politic. So basically, I don't know what the fuck they're saying. But what it's saying is this is the Brazilian region. That is the Brazilian region that's far fucking off. It's far off. I'm on my own time. I'm gonna have to go look at all this and see what all this say, because there's a lot of stuff on this map. There's a lot of stuff on this map that I could translate and see what really had took place. Right. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna call it the map pack day or map translation day. Look, we got a dracon as well. We got dracons in the earth pool and the ice wall. But this ain't that type of live right now. But that live is gonna be hella interesting when I do it. But we got Chinese ships coming to America, coming to invade the warships coming to America. Right? So they can't deny this shit. They cannot deny this at all. A desert. I didn't know we had a desert over here. Yeah, I didn't know we had a desert here. Right there on the East Coast. I didn't know. Right? So let's go. Let's go. So the Mongols invaded America. Right? I might end this live right here though. I might end it right here. Because I ain't want to give too much for when I do this video. That's why I'm really gonna drop everything in there. I really just wanted to give you like a sneak peek about these Mongolians, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the live right here. Y'all got a little bit of y'all got a little gist of the American Indians, well, Native Americans being called Mongols in America by the government itself, right? So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for the gift of Foolish TV. I appreciate that. Dropping that 5 for me. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I appreciate it.